welcome to Mom's Kitchen. So I'm going to be making a chocolate mug cake, and I got this idea from the website Table for Two, and I'm going to be making it for Codger in his SpongeBob mug. And let me just tell you guys, Codger does this thing where he's like, hey Mom, I have an emergency, and it usually has to do with food. So he tells me he has an emergency, and he asks me to make him this cake immediately. So I wasn't planning on doing this video, but I decided, why not? I mean, some of you might be having an emergency where you need a mug cake. And Maniac Scientist, this is a shout out to you. I know you love mug cakes. Try this recipe. It's fast, it's easy, it's super, super good. All right, let's get started. First, we're going to put in 1/4 of a cup of flour right into the mug. Next, 2 tablespoons of baking cocoa. Okay, next, 1/4 a teaspoon of baking powder. By the way, guys, if you've ever bought this kind of baking cocoa, the lid does not latch down good, and I am not a fan of this. I got this because it was all that I could get during COVID-19. I sometimes use the Hannaford brand, and that's fine. But my favorite is the Hershey's, and the lid does go down tight on the Hershey's. Don't buy this one. Okay, so 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder. I have a 1/2 teaspoon measure here. We'll use half of that. And then 2 tablespoons of sugar. A pinch of salt. That's it for the dry ingredients. So I'm going to just take my fork and just kind of stir those together just a little bit. Okay, now for the wet ingredients. 1/4 a cup of milk. Now, I am going to put this milk in, like, heaping on the 1/4 cup. You'll see what I mean. Okay, see how it's up just a little bit? Maybe you can't see. Can you see? Okay. It just rounds up a little bit. I don't know if you could see that or not. Okay, 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. Now, if you don't have chocolate chips, don't worry about it. Just make it without the chocolate chips. But if you do have the chocolate chips, we'll be adding some of those in a minute. And if you want this vanilla flavored, I would just skip the cocoa powder and add a splash of vanilla extract. If you want it lemon, add a splash of lemon extract. Make this how you want to make it, and just get the other ingredients in the same, because this is a nice moist cake recipe. All right, now I'm going to stir this. and stir it until it's really well mixed. Now, I find sometimes the fork doesn't get it stirred quite enough to my liking. Oh, Codger's showing me a note here saying that if you put almond extract in it, it would be cherry flavored. And you could even do that with this chocolate and have it be chocolate cherry flavored. Is that what you were thinking, Codger?
Absolutely.
Absolutely, he says. Okay, so I like to take my butter knife and give it a few. And you can see there's a lot of dry down there that fork wasn't getting. Give it a few good stirs with that butter knife. Oh, the options are endless. If you had peanut butter chips instead of the chocolate chips, you could use those. You could do white chocolate with macadamia nuts. Sprinkle anything you want on here. Sprinkles. Okay, now I'm just going to take my chocolate chips. These are the Nestle Toll House chocolate chips. Not a fan of these. I prefer the Hershey milk chocolate, but we'll use what we've got. I'm just going to take like this many and just sprinkle them. Now this is going to go in the microwave for 70 seconds. And this chocolate will be melted on top. So it will look a little wet on top. But poke a knife down into it and make sure it's done after 70 seconds. And if it isn't, then go ahead and add a little more time to it. All right, I'll be back. Okay, here is what my cake looked like. I made one for myself. This is a standard mug, and you can see there's still a little extra room, so it is okay to use a standard size mug. And I just wanted to show that to you. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.